for any person who's working, a good, I mean, if you feel good when you receive a good remuneration, be it any profession. If, if teaching, I look at it this way, that if teaching is a well-paid profession in our country, many more people would love to join it or would think of joining it. In many other countries, it is teachers are paid at par with the best. In our country, it's not like that. So, of course it matters. It does matter, because the kind of times we are living in, when prices are rising for everything. So, any individual who's going out of house to work does expect a good remuneration to meet up all the needs of life. And if, fee regulation, if it comes and if it covers all the schools, so I think that's a very, very, it's a very, very simplistic and a short-sighted thing to do. It might appear very, very, a very popular thing to do, because, a lot of people might feel, so now things have been put in place. But just think of the other things that it affects. It affects the people who are working, who are already working. It affects the people who would want to come and work in this field. And we also have to understand that, schooling is not only about the fees that you're paying for your child, but it also means that you're ensuring that what kind of an education are they receiving. And the quality also matters. So I would say that if as parents, as citizens of this country, as teachers of this country, what we need to focus is the quality. What factors that can ensure a good education for our children. Whether it is good teachers, whether it is investing in teachers, whether it is investing in schools, what is it? I think that is the kind of debate that we should be having, and not just whether the fee should be raised or not. I look at it like this, that fee regulation is not only what fees are they getting, what is being paid for their schooling. It also affects the remuneration of the salaries the teachers get. And if that comes as a rule, then it also is going to affect that. Then the schools will have to think whether the number of staff, the amount of staff that they want to have in their school, what kind of a teacher-student ratio they want to have in their school. And I'm quite sure that they will have to let go of many teachers. I'm also sure that it's going to affect the salaries that teachers get. And so it's just not one thing. Fee regulation is just not one thing that the fees comes down. Everything gets affected. Even me, I would also start wondering, if this comes as a rule, whether I'm whether I'm sent out of the school because the school can no longer afford more than so many teachers, or whether my salary is brought down because the school can no longer afford to pay me the salary. So it affects me in all the ways. And if I'm forced to leave my job, it's a big blow to anybody who's working. It demotivates anybody. Any working professional, I think that is that is the nightmare for any working professional, that you're forced to leave your job because there's you can no longer, one can no longer afford to pay you, or if you're paid less than what you've been paid so far, even that affects. So it not only affects me as a teacher, but it affects anybody. I can say it for all teachers who are working in this field.